everyone, Mr. Hissner here, and today we're going to be continuing with our lesson on transversals and parallel lines. So we've went over the vocab so far, we went over looking at examples using just numbers, and now we're going to focus on using algebra with our new topic here, transversals and parallel lines. So let's take a look at just the idea here. So first what we want to do is we want to identify the angle relation. We want to identify the angle relation that we're given. Then we're going to set up an equation, and we will solve. Says find the missing variables, but it's possible that you could actually have one more step, and that would be to substitute. Right, so we could get a value for x, plug it back in, and see what the missing angle is. So let's look here at number one. The first thing we want to do is identify what is the angle relation here. Well, I'm going to highlight these, and then I'm going to think of some things here. Okay, so let's see. Let's make our meatloaf and cotton candy sandwich here. So here is the outside. Here is our inside. And okay, are these both on the exterior? No, one's on the exterior, one's on the interior. Are they both on the interior? No, one's on the interior, one's on the exterior, right? Are they alternating? No, they're not. And so if we look here, they're not alternating exterior, they're both not on the outside. They're not alternating interior, they're both not on the inside. They're not consecutive interior because they're both not on the inside. These are corresponding angles. They're in the same place on the same side of the transversal. They're in the same location, right? And on the same side of the transversal. And so what we know is that corresponding angles are congruent. These two angles are the same measure, and thus they are equal. And so for us to find this, all we're going to do very simply is solve this equation. I'm just adding 2 to both sides, and then I'm going to divide by the number being multiplied by x, and we find that x is equal to 12. And all I did here was use a process of elimination. What are these angles, right? Are they alternating? Are they on the interior? Are they on the exterior? And let's see how we can use that data. So here we go. Let's look at number 2. So number 2 again, let's just identify our interior and exterior regions. So here's our exterior. This is the bread of the sandwich. And again, this is our inside. So this is our meatloaf of the sandwich. Okay, so what we want to know, are these both on the interior? Nope, so they can't be alternating interior and they can't be consecutive interior. Are they alternating? Are they on opposite sides? Are they on opposite sides of our transversal? Yes, they are. These are alternating and they're on the exterior, and so these are what we would call alternating exterior. And as we've learned, these are also congruent. And so first we had to identify, and now we can set up. And we know that these two are equal, and we can subtract 22 from both sides. 16x is equal to 112. 16 and 112, 16 times 10 minus this. So I think this is 6. That's what I think. Hopefully. Okay, so that is the idea here. Is we're looking at setting up, solving, right? That's the idea. There's only 2 possibilities when you're dealing with this. They are either congruent, right? Because consecutive interior angles are supplementary, but alternating exterior are the same, alternating interior are the same, and corresponding are the same. And so they're either going to be equal, or they will have a sum of 180, or they will be supplementary. And so that's really our go-to things here. That was a test. So you've all been tested. And so let's look at number 4 here, just to see what this. Sometimes what I like to do is kind of turn my paper and zoom in a little bit, and that way I can see, what's the interior, what's the exterior. So these are both clearly on the interior. Because if I look, we have this angle inside here, this angle inside here, which is, again, this is on the interior because that's pointing to this little angle in the exterior here. So that's this angle. And then we have this angle in here. And so, are these both on the interior? Yes. Okay, so they're either consecutive or alternating. Are they on opposite sides of the transversal? No, they're on the same side. So they cannot be alternating, and so they must be consecutive. And what we know about consecutive interior angles is that they are congruent. No, they're supplementary. And so what we're going to do here is add them together because these are supplementary angles and set them equal to 180. And if you just look at these two angles, right? If we just look at these two angles in here, are they the same? Like, are they equal? Well, this one's clearly greater than 90, and this one's clearly less. You can't, this is not true. If you say these two angles are equal, it's just visually, obviously not true. That's what I like about geometry. One of the things I like most is that we can just look at it and use our special eyes. You can just kind of, really, just look at it and squint. Are they the same? No, they're not the same. And so, my other go-to method is going to be, then let's add them together and set them equal to 180. If they're not the same, and these are parallel lines cut by a transversal, then they must be supplementary, right? So I'm just going to combine some like terms here, subtract 135 from both sides, and then divide both sides by my leading coefficient on x. And so I find that x is equal to 5. So thanks for watching.